Couples don't always lose money because of market conditions. Often, it's because prepping the home grinds to a halt while disagreements over cleaning, clutter, and staging drag on. I'm Melina Rissone. For more than 20 years, I've helped homeowners sell through incredibly difficult transitions, including divorce. When spouses can't agree, the goal isn't perfect harmony. The goal becomes protecting equity, reducing delay, and keeping the sale moving forward with structure, neutrality, and clear expectations. In this video, I'll walk you through how to prepare your home for sale when you and your spouse disagree on nearly everything. And while that's especially helpful to divorcing couples, much of it applies to any couple with strong conflicting opinions. And if you stay until the end, I'll explain how to let the market step in as the decision maker when emotions block your progress. Once the decision to sell is made, tension rarely disappears. It just bubbles up in new ways. Instead of arguments about the relationship itself, the conflict becomes about the house. Every room becomes a discussion. Every surface becomes a potential problem. One spouse may want the home spotless, be ready at all times. The other may feel emotionally frozen and overwhelmed or resentful about maintaining a space they're already letting go of. That dynamic creates a home that never quite feels finished. In San Diego, where I specialize, buyers might see several homes in the neighborhoods like University City, Claremont, Mission Valley, all in one afternoon. So if your home feels unsettled or inconsistent, they'll move on quickly. Now, that does not mean your home needs to be perfect, but it does need to feel calm, clean, and easy for buyers to see themselves in. When it doesn't, that's when buyers hesitate. When they hesitate, offers weaken. And when offers weaken, both you and your spouse will feel the impact. Most disagreements about cleaning and staging aren't really about cleaning and staging. They're usually about emotional attachment, control, and timing. One spouse may already be focused on the next chapter of life. The other may still be processing the loss of what the home represented. When those timelines don't align, even small decisions feel very personal. And similarly, arguments about furniture are really about the furniture. Arguments about clutter are really about clutter. They're about readiness and the fear of letting go. When I work with divorcing homeowners, one of the first shifts I encourage is reframing the home. This can be tough because for so long, your home has been a personal space that reflects your identity and history. But now it's important to put those attachments aside and see the home as a shared financial asset. It's the one major item both spouses still own together, and that means it must be handled strategically. Once that shift happens, decisions become less emotional. They turn into business choices. That doesn't magically eliminate the source of all your conflicts, but it lowers the temperature enough to move forward. One of the most damaging patterns I see is stalling, and it often happens quietly. Rather than outright refusal, stalling comes in the form of delayed cleaning, half-finished prep, hesitation about repairs, or resistance to showings. No one says no directly, but nothing actually gets accomplished. Buyers expect homes to be consistently show ready. When a home is only ready half the time, your early momentum will fade quickly. Showing activity drops, days on the markets drag on, eventually price reductions become part of a conversation earlier than they should. By the time that happens, both spouses are already exhausted, which makes productive decision making even harder. Cleaning and staging matter more during a divorce sale because buyers sense tension. A cluttered or overly personal home doesn't just look messy. It can get unintentional and suggests discord or uncertainty. Buyers may subconsciously assume the sellers aren't aligned or that the transaction might be difficult. Even if that assumption is wrong, it might lead to them staying clear. A clean, neutral home feels calm. A calm home encourages longer showings, better feedback, and stronger offers. In any home, but especially in more upscale areas like La Jolla or Mission Hills, buyers expect order. They want clean floors, clear surfaces, and rooms that make sense. They want to imagine their own life in the space, not feel like they're walking through someone else's unresolved situation. Cleaning and staging aren't about winning an argument. They're about removing the friction from the buyer experience. Repairs are another common source of conflict. One spouse may want to fix everything because they're worried that buyers will discount the home. The other may want to fix very little because they're worried about spending money unnecessarily. Both reactions can be reasonable, but at times they can come from a place of fear. The most effective approach is prioritization. Most buyers care about safety, functions, and highly visible cosmetic items. Those railing leaks, those damaged floorings, the peeling of the paint, any immediate concerns. Cosmetic upgrades that don't change how the home functions often matter far less. If you can agree to focus your repairs on items that will boost buyers' first impressions, you'll spend your money more effectively. Preparation costs can also stall a sale when expectations are unclear. Cleaning, staging, storage, repairs, landscaping, and disposal all cost money. When it's not clear who pays or how expenses will be handled, resentment builds quickly. Money tension can shut down cooperation faster than almost anything. Whether costs are split, reimbursed later, or handled any other way, setting clear expectations up front is vital. Any of these arrangements can work, but it's important to agree beforehand to avoid arguments later. Separating essential items from optional ones also helps. Cleaning, decluttering, and functional repairs are essential. Decor choices are optional. Neutral choices like opting for a beige or taupe paint color will appeal to the widest pool of buyers and reduce conflict. If disagreement continues, bringing in an unbiased professional is often the turning point. Professional cleaners establish a baseline. Once the home has been professionally cleaned, debates about what counts as clean usually disappear. That level becomes the standard. Home stagers remove personal taste from the equation. Their role isn't to reflect your style. Their entire job is to appeal to the broadest pool of buyers. They know how to outfit a home with attractive furniture and simple accent pieces, clearly defining each room in a way that lets buyers picture themselves in a home and help it sell more quickly. When one spouse feels overwhelmed by belongings, professional organizers, or move management, support can help. Support reduces pressure and allows preparation to continue without forcing emotional decisions too quickly. And of course, if you're divorcing, a real estate agent specializing in divorce can also act as a neutral guide. As a real estate collaboration specialist for divorce, my role is to keep decisions tied to buyer expectations, maintain fairness, and prevent emotional gridlock from damaging the sale. And on top of that, I can connect you to all of the professionals you'll need, whether you need cleaners, stagers, or more divorce-specific experts like legal and financial advisors. Before we continue, if this is helping you make sense of a difficult situation, be sure to subscribe for clear, practical guidance on selling your home during major life transitions. And if you need a home evaluation to give you a clear picture of your finances, I provide free reports based on the latest market data and assessments of your home. Now back to the video. Now, decluttering is often the most emotional charged part of preparation work. Belongings represent memory, identity, and control. One spouse may feel deeply attached to items. The other may see those items as obstacles. Meanwhile, the buyers are only concerned with their space themselves. Temporary storage is often the best compromise. It allows the home to be more clear without deciding the fate of every item. Here in San Diego, there are several storage options in Pacific Reach, as well as the Midway District and other central areas that are affordable. Once the home feels more open and free from clutter, everything improves. Not only will it make photos look cleaner and showings easier, but you'll probably find your own stress levels dropping just by virtue of there being less of the stuff around. Dividing responsibilities, dividing them fairly, is another way to reduce the tension. When one spouse feels like they are carrying the entire load, resentment tends to grow quickly. A clear division of labor makes things predictable and manageable. For example, one spouse may handle routine cleanings while the other manages the approval of showings. The old saying that Many hands make light work is especially true when it comes to selling. For any repairman or professional, one spouse can manage scheduling while the other handles access. Or you might prefer to rotate some responsibilities weekly so the workload feels more balanced. The exact arrangement you choose doesn't matter as long as you can both agree to it and stick to it. Furniture layout plays a large role, more than many expect. Rooms without a clear purpose confuse buyers. A bedroom should read as a bedroom. A dining room should feel usable. When furniture is oversized or spaces are undefined, buyers struggle to understand the home and imagine how they can live there themselves. Simplifying furniture and defining room functions help buyers come up with their own ideas for what they want to do with the space. Next, showing readiness is where many divorce sales quietly break down. You might do a big push in the beginning. The cleaners come through, the stager sets the homes, photos look great, and everyone feels relief for about a day. Then real life hits. Dishes appear, mail piles up, a bathroom that looked perfect on Monday looks lived in on Wednesday. In a normal sale, that's just an inconvenience. But in a divorce sale, it becomes a daily scorekeeping battle. One person feels like they're doing all the cleaning, the other feels judged or controlled. Then showings get declined because the house is not ready and the listing loses momentum. The fix is a simple daily cleaning routine that both spouses follow even if they aren't getting along. Keep it practical. Clear counters, empty trash, no dishes in the sink, beds made, lights on, and blinds open for showings. A quick check of the entry and the main living area. That's it. You're not trying to live in a museum. You're trying to remove distractions for buyers who often decide whether a home is for them within a few seconds of entering. And once again, division of labor is the key to avoiding one spouse feeling overwhelmed and resentful. If you have pets, add rules that prevent buyer objections. Litter boxes cleaned, food bowls off the floor during showings. Odor control matters more than people realize. Buyers will notice a pet odor far more than they notice small visual imperfections. If you have kids, simplify even further. One bin for toys, one basket for papers, and one place for backpacks. The goal is a 5-minute reset, not a nightly deep clean that nobody can sustain. Scheduling showings is another pressure point and one of the most important aspects of selling. If you don't make showings easy, it could destroy your chances of a successful sale. In high-demand neighborhoods like North Park, Claremont, you might get multiple showings a day. But if you require days' notice every time, you may miss even the most motivated buyers. Many sellers think that if a buyer truly wants the home, they'll jump through hoops and make time to see it. But the reality is that most buyers won't really fall in love with the home unless they visit. And if the visit is too hard to do, they'll likely never fall in love with your property. Ideally, the less notice is required for showings, the more often the home is available, the more buyers can come through, and the greater your chances of a strong offer. 4 hours notice is a reasonable amount of time that I would shoot for. But even if access is complicated, you can still create a plan. Sometimes that means showings on set days, particularly weekends when showings are most common. Sometimes it means a daily window where the home must be ready. Sometimes it means agreeing that neither spouse is present during showings. The key is having a predictable rule that reduces last-minute conflict and creates a much more and better opportunity for buyers. Privacy matters too. You definitely don't want to personal documents, court paperwork, or medications valuables visible. Pack those items early away, place them in a locked drawer and small safe or secure offsite. This protects you, but it also helps depersonalize the home and makes it look cleaner at the same time. The house is a bridge between the life you had and the life you're building next. With a solid plan, you can get to closing without letting the prep documents or prepping the process be in the way or a battlefield for you too. Now, before we talk about what to do when agreement still feels impossible, let's pause for a moment. If this information is helping you feel more grounded, consider subscribing. And if you want a free personalized home valuation report, so your decisions are based on real numbers instead of emotions, reach out. I'd be more than happy to support you. So what happens when you and your spouse just cannot agree on how much to prepare? The most effective strategy is letting the market decide. If buyers are choosier and inventory is higher, take more time to prep. Fix what buyers will care about most. Optimize your curb appeal with improved landscaping or go for full home staging. That's how you stay competitive. If it's a hot seller's market, do just the most basic prep and go to market rather sooner than later. In a situation like this, buyers are less picky and riding the wave of buyer activity matters more than perfection. This mindset removes the idea that one person is right and the other one is wrong. It shifts the conversation from personal preferences to market conditions, and it helps protect the value when emotions are high. The market becomes the neutral referee. That's where a good agent can help you, again, determine what type of market you are in. I use up-to-the-minute statistics on inventory, recent sale prices, and average days on the market, all tailored to your specific neighborhood. Letting the market decide replaces emotional standoffs with strategic choices. Now let's recap. You don't need complete agreements to sell. You need a neutral, standards, clear responsibility, and support that keeps decisions tied to the market. When spouses disagree during a divorce sale, the biggest risk is not conflict itself, but delay. Homes lose momentum when preparation stalls, showings become inconsistent, and emotions start driving decisions instead of strategy. By reframing the home as a shared financial asset, dividing responsibilities clearly, and using the local market as the final decision maker, it's possible to keep the home show ready, protect equity, and move the sale forward without adding unnecessary stress during an already difficult transition. If you're selling a home during a divorce in San Diego and want guidance that keeps decisions neutral, protect your equity, and reduces unnecessary stress, reach out for a confidential consultation. Having the right structure and support can make a difficult progress feel far more manageable. I'm Melina Rissone, Associate Broker with Coldwell Banker here in San Diego. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.